Today isn't about rumors or sources say. The Ravens owner went public and spelled everything out. He wants Lamar Jackson as his quarterback. He wants this team competing right now, and he put a deadline on getting a new deal done. That decision hits the salary cap, free agency, and the team's immediate future. When an owner talks like that, it's not just noise. It means something big is already moving behind the scenes. Stick with me until the end, because what just got confirmed involves serious money, pressure to win, and also Lamar Jackson's health after missing games with injuries. There's a deadline, direct conversations with the player, and real impact on every move the team makes next. What was set in motion today could completely reshape the Baltimore Ravens over the next few seasons. You know when someone looks you in the eye and tells you exactly what they want? That's exactly what Steve Bisciotti just did with Lamar Jackson. He made it crystal clear that he wants Lamar leading this team and that he wants this contract taken care of fast. No dragging it out, no kicking down the road. He made it obvious this is priority number one inside the building. He didn't sound harsh, but he was firm. Basically, you're too important to our future for this to stay unresolved. We need to line everything up now. That changes the entire tone, because it's not just about money or signatures. It's about trust. It's about putting the team in someone's hands and saying, we're counting on you. And when that comes from the owner, the weight is a whole lot bigger. And there's a simple reason for the rush. As long as Lamar's contract situation isn't settled, the team is stuck on other decisions. It's like trying to organize your whole house without knowing what stays and what goes. Bisciotti wants everything in place so they can plan the roster, potential signings, and the team's direction without this huge question hanging over everything. And here's the key part. When the owner speaks that directly about keeping his quarterback, that message isn't just internal. It goes to the entire NFL and everyone in that locker room. He's saying the plan is to stay strong with this core group, not tear it down. And that leads right into the next point, because this isn't only about Lamar. It's about how Baltimore plans to keep building this team. After everything that's happened, a lot of people thought the Ravens might hit the reset button after the head coach's departure. But that's not the direction at all. Inside the building, the mindset is to keep competing at the top, keep the main pieces together, and lean into what already works. Instead of ripping things apart, they want to reinforce it. And that completely changes the mood for months ahead. The message is simple. No long rebuild, no throwaway season. The plan is to stay competitive right now, not 2 or 3 years from now. That also shows just how much confidence they have in this roster, especially in Lamar Jackson, who is right at the center of it all. They truly believe this group still has plenty of runway and can chase big things with this core. When a team decides to keep its core intact, it's also saying to the players, you're our guys. We believe in you. That increases responsibility, but it also fires guys up. Players don't feel like trade chips or temporary pieces. They feel like part of a real plan that's still alive and moving forward. And of course, if you're keeping the core and try to stay in contention, one massive thing comes into play. Money. Keeping stars is expensive, and adding more talent on top of that costs even more. And that's exactly where Lamar Jackson's contract becomes the center of everything, which takes us right into the next point, where the salary cap starts to dominate the conversation. Here's the bottom line. Lamar Jackson's current deal is huge, and it hits the salary cap hard. He's got 2 years left with massive cap numbers, and that affects every single roster decision the Ravens make. When one player has that big of a cap hit, he practically shapes how the rest of the team can be built. But there's a key detail here. An extension isn't just a reward. It's also strategy. By extending the deal and spreading the money out over more years, the team can ease that immediate cap pressure. In simple terms, it's like taking a giant bill and breaking it into payments. So you can actually breathe right now. That would open space to bring in more help and build an even better team around Lamar. That's why the owner's urgency isn't emotional, it's practical. Without knowing Lamar's short-term cap number, the Ravens can't plan free agency with any certainty. They need clear figures to decide who they can sign, who stays, and who may have to go. Everything runs through that contract. And once the talk shifts to real numbers, there's another layer that matters just as much as football and finances. the personal relationship between the owner, the GM, and the quarterback. That direct, face-to-face type of conversation is exactly what shows up in the next topic.
All right, we're already past the halfway point of this video, but before we continue, I noticed you haven't left a like yet. It's really important because it helps YouTube keep showing you my content so I can keep bringing you the best news about the Baltimore Ravens. So go ahead and hit that like button. It's free and it really helps. Thanks. Now let's get back to it.
At this point, there's no middleman, no mixed messages. The team owner talked directly with Lamar Jackson. He laid out his concerns, explained the urgency, and made it clear how much he wants Lamar as part of the franchise's future. It's the kind of honest conversation that shows respect, because Lamar isn't finding things out through media. He's hearing it straight from the top. Bisciotti didn't come in barking orders, but he was firm. He explained he didn't want the situation dragging on for months because it would stall the rest of the team's decisions. Lamar, according to him, understood the message and appreciated the transparency. When that kind of dialogue exists, things feel more human, not just like contract negotiations. Those conversations also shut down a lot of rumors and noise. When the owner and quarterback are aligned, the message outward is unity and purpose. It doesn't feel like tension or a backstage feud. Instead, it looks like both sides know what they want and are working toward it together. But even with all that, there's still one factor that weighs heavily in any negotiation: performance on the field and the player's physical condition. That's where the last topic comes in, because Lamar's numbers are strong, but his durability is still part of the conversation. Lamar Jackson is still an explosive, game-changing player. He threw the ball well, scored touchdowns, ran when needed, and made plays that flip games. His numbers explain exactly why the franchise values him so highly and why the owner wants him as the face of the team. When he's healthy, the Ravens' offense looks completely different. But there's one thing you simply can't ignore. He missed games due to injury. That sets off alarms about the future, because no matter how talented a quarterback is, he has to be available. Contract talks are always going to include durability, not because there's a lack of belief in him, but because the team has to be responsible with its investment. The Ravens know Lamar plays with intensity, runs a lot, and exposes himself to more contact. That's part of who he is. It's what makes him so dangerous. But it also has to be managed carefully, both in how he plays and in how the contract is structured. It's a balance between rewarding elite talent and protecting the team from long-term risks. In that context, high-level performance and health are tied together in the franchise's decision. Baltimore weighs Lamar's on-field impact, his leadership, and what he represents for the organization's future. All the movement around an extension shows the team is ready to make that commitment, looking at production, durability, and long-term planning as pieces of the same picture. The situation in Baltimore is pretty clear. The owner spoke up, set a deadline, and made it obvious that Lamar Jackson is the centerpiece of the plan. There's no teardown coming, no long rebuild. The idea is to keep this team competitive, adjust the contract, and set the stage for a smart free agency. All of this happens as the franchise openly says its future runs through number 8. At the same time, the decision brings real weight and responsibility. The salary cap impact, the urgency to get an extension done, and the concern about durability all move together. The direct dialogue between Bisciotti and Lamar shows this isn't just a cold negotiation. It's a commitment to what Baltimore wants to be in the years ahead. The direction is clear: continuity, big ambitions, and high expectations right now.
And if you, just like me, are passionate about the world of football and want to learn more about the Ravens' legacy, don't leave this video without sharing it with that friend who is also a Baltimore Ravens fan and will love this content. See those video suggestions on your screen? The first one was handpicked just for you, and the other is a recommendation from YouTube itself.